I'm doing this really quick just because it's been a very busy time for me. But I have had a lot of people asking me on an RC300, can I play a 1 measure loop and then play, say, a 4 or 6 measure loop on another track, and then even another measure loop on another track, and have it so it all lines up. It is very possible, and I'll show you an example of it. I've just plugged a bunch of stuff together. The trick to it, which may be why people have ran into a problem, for me, I use the guide track that is in the RC300 in order to give me a clip. So I'm going to listen to that in an earphone, and it's just coming out the sub out. So what you're not hearing is a guide track, which is playing right now. I've also got my RC300 to give me a 4 count. Right now I'm listening to a guide track, it's just a hi-hat, and the RC300 is going to give me a 4 count. Okay, so I'm going to now play just a kick for the first loop to lay something down. It'll just be a 1-bar pattern. 3, 4. Okay, so there's my first loop. I'm going to overdub something on top of that. And maybe I'll overdub something else as well. Okay, so there's my first pattern that I threw down. I'm going to put a rhythm guitar down on track 2, but I'm going to make that a few bars long. So that's now 4 bars long, and my rhythm pattern is just 1 bar long. I'll add another rhythm to track 3. Percussion track on and start any other track, and it's going to be right in time. I'll put my rhythm track in, and again everything is locked up just as I recorded. Stop track 2, put track 2 back. Everything is the same. And of course I can do all-start. It's waiting for a 4 count. All stop. We can start them again and just have the, maybe it's just the percussion track play, or put my track 2 on, maybe have the track 1 come back in wherever I want it to come back in. Everything's in time. Take out track 2, the percussion. Put it back in. So as you can see, this is just a 1-bar phrase. These are longer phrases. I could probably make this track 3 an even longer phrase if I wanted, but that would actually be kind of ridiculous because it does have to line up with the rhythm guitar or what I put in there. So next, I'll give you the settings that allow you to do this. So let's take a look at that next. I'll just grab the camera and we'll get a different angle here. Okay, so let's look at the settings in order to do what I did in the video. First of all, the rhythm track. I use that as a click in my in-ear monitor. So we'll press edit, and I'm using the hi-hat pattern. That particular one I recorded in 4/4 time. I have record count measure. So what I hear when I hit the play button, I hear 4 count with the hi-hat, and then I know it's going to start recording for me. My play count is 1 measure. You notice when I turned all my tracks off and I switched the track on, it did a 4 count. If I wanted the track to come on immediately, I would turn this play count to off, which would probably be the better setting for what I demoed, but I never bothered to actually turn that off. Let's take a look at what else is important. With the memory, the output is to sub, and I'm taking an output from the sub into my in-ear monitors, and that allows me to hear the click. So that's it for the rhythm guide. Rhythm guide, it's important to have the record count to a 1 measure 4 count and output to the sub. That's the basic thing for your rhythm settings. The next settings are the memory settings. With the memory, so I push memory edit and scroll to the first thing that's important, and that is I'm not in single track mode. I'm in multi-mode, so it allows me to record on track 1, track 2, track 3. Again, recorded a 1 bar measure on track 1, and then I think it was a 4 bar measure on tracks 2 and 3. The other thing that may be important is to set memory, the track change to loop end. I want it to go to the end of the loop before the track starts again. It won't allow me to start, I guess, in the middle of the loop or something like that, but that is an important setting for what I demonstrated. That's it for the memory settings, so just make sure that your single track mode is off and change at loop end. The last thing that we need to set are with each individual track. Track 1 is different than track 2 and track 3. Track 1, I want to have I'm going to go to my loop sync. I want to make sure my loop sync is on, and I want to make sure my tempo sync is on. Everything is going to work based on this first track. Tracks 2 and 3, they're different. Tracks 2, the loop sync is on as well. However, the tempo sync is off. And that is the same for track 3 as well. Loop sync is on and the tempo sync is off. And that's it. So those are the settings that I use in order to use my RC300, doing a 1 bar measure or a shorter measure here, and then I can do a longer measure, a longer set of measures here, and I could probably do the same thing, even a different set of measure lengths here. I can start them and stop them in different places, and everything is synced up. And I hope that helps you and everybody that was wondering how to pull that off with an RC300.